Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here, and in today's video, I'm going over something really cool. So first I want to go over the reason why most of any of us should never trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But what I'm going to be showing you today is basically the course over the last 10 years or so, and just a small amount of trades that you could have done that would have taken very little time and would have been very, very profitable over the last 10 years when it comes to trading Bitcoin. What I'm showing you today is approximately just a dozen trades. The importance of what I'm teaching you today is that if you want to be someone that trades Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, ultimately any markets, you have to be extremely, extremely focused. You have to be on your computer all day, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency, a 24-hour-a-day market. There's really no time to sleep. It can be very over-consuming. So I prefer the approach of less trades, more swing trades, and just being out there and living your life and enjoying the great outdoors, the nature, whatever you like to do, whatever you find is fun. Life is just meant to be enjoyed and not sitting and staring at our screens all day long. So I'm really excited to show you what I'm going to show you today, and you're going to be quite shocked. I guarantee it. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So I'm going to be also going over the different indicators that I'm using. I use TradingView. I have a paid version because I want to use more than 3 indicators. You can get TradingView for free. If you want to check out TradingView, you can go ahead and check out my link down below. That's one way that you can support my channel. So to give you an idea here, I have Fibonacci candles selected on the chart. This is a 7-day chart, and I am using Bitstamp because Bitstamp has the most data over the long term. So I think like Coinbase goes back to 2014, but you could see here on Bitstamp with Bitcoin versus the US dollar, this goes back all the way until August of 2011. So what you're going to see on my chart today, we're going to be focusing on these thick lines, the thick green one and the thick red one. The red one is a 12-day EMA. EMA is estimated moving average, and the green is a 5-day EMA. So you're going to see a few other moving averages on here. I only want you to focus on those thick 2 that I had mentioned, okay? So basically what we're going to be focusing on is every time the green moving average crosses above the red and crosses below the red, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look here. So just to give you a brief overview, what I'm going to be showing you today is a back test if you are only to trade on the 7-day chart when the green crossed over and below the red moving average, okay? So let's say that that was all you did, okay, over the last 10 years in Bitcoin. I'm be showing you the trades that you would have been getting in and out of and how this has consistently worked over the last decade. So this green moving average, if you would have got in Bitcoin when it was trading over the red, you would have gone in at approximately $5.07. Wow, what like a distant memory. Congratulations to everyone who got in anywhere in those price ranges. And then if you would have gotten out of Bitcoin as the green moving average was trading below the red, you would have got out around $5.25. Not a huge profit, right? But just stick with me here that over the long term, this strategy would have you basically almost never losing and only in the profit if you would have stuck to this over the long term. The hardest part is sticking to strategies, okay? But let's just stick with it here. So you can see here that approximately June of 2012, the green moving average crossed over the red. You would have gotten back into Bitcoin at about $5.10. If you would have waited to exit that trade when the green moving average crossed below the red, let's go ahead and see at what price point you would have gotten out. You would have gotten out over here around $100, okay? So what percentage increase? So your first trade was pretty much break even, okay? But what would have the percentage increase have been on that second trade if you would have followed this rule? You would have been up approximately 1,800%. I would say that is nothing to complain about there. All right, so the best part about what I'm explaining to you is there's very little work to be done here if you would have stuck to this strategy. And you don't have to be watching the charts daily, right? You could just look at them every few days, once a week, and still have the opportunity to get in and out of these trades because this is a 7-day chart. So each candle represents 7 days, and the moving averages don't cross over all that frequently. So like I said, you would have gotten out at approximately $100. Then you would have seen here, you would have been out of Bitcoin as the green crossed over down below the red. Then you would have seen here the green crossing over the red at approximately $100, okay, about $103. So you would have potentially gotten back into Bitcoin at a few dollars above, but it wouldn't have been that much of a difference. Okay, so you get in at 100, and then you're waiting for the green to cross below the red, and then you would have been out sometime in February of 2014 at $664. So that would have been an increase percentage-wise on your trade of about 500%. Not too bad. So then you would have been out of Bitcoin at this point. You would have been patiently waiting. That's a keyword, patiently waiting to get back into Bitcoin. So you'd have basically seen here that in about during June of 2014, the green goes back over the red, and you would have gotten in at about $565, holding, waiting to get out. And this would have been not a super profitable opportunity. You would have been back out around $575. So you would have been pretty close to break even. But hey, you can't get mad about breaking even in this particular trading strategy. Then you would have been, that is summer of 2014. You're waiting patiently again for that green moving average to cross above the red. So when did it happen again? It happened again approximately July of 2015. You would have been back in at Bitcoin. You would have gotten out at mid 500s, and you would have been back in at about 250. So at that point you're getting back double the Bitcoin if you're taking the same amount of funds, right? So then you would have gotten back in about 250, but then you would have been back out at about 250 again. So another break even. So what we're seeing here is either massive gains or very break even opportunities here. So then if you would have waited to get back in as the green goes above the red, it would have been October of 2015. You would have been buying Bitcoin at $255 once again. And you would have waited for the green moving average to cross below. It almost happened here, but it was not a complete crossover. You would have been patiently waiting, and also making a ridiculous amount of money here, waiting for that green moving average to cross below the red. And it would have taken place after the $20,000 top during about February of 2018 at about $10,000 to $11,000. You wouldn't have been hitting the top, but if you got in at $250 on Bitcoin, you would have had a gain of approximately 4,000%. And all I can say is none of us can complain about a 4,000% gain, okay? So like I said, we've seen thousands of percentages gains, and we've seen a lot of break evens on this particular strategy. All right, let's continue. So after February of 2018, you would have been patiently waiting to get back into Bitcoin. It didn't cross again until April of 2019. You would have gotten back into Bitcoin at about $4,500. You may have thought, hey, maybe we're back into a bull market, but as the green crossed below the red, you would have been back out of Bitcoin at about $9,700. That's still a 100% gain. How can you complain about that? So then you would have been patiently waiting for the green to cross above the red over here at about $8,400. You would have been back out at about $8,500. So once again, after trading fees in that situation, you're not really at a gain, but the opportunity to jump back in wasn't too much later. During May of 2020, you would have gotten back into Bitcoin at about $8,100, and you would have held on all the way to about $47,000, okay? So you would have basically 6x'd your money in that period of time. So why do I talk about this? I talk about this because we're potentially coming upon a pretty epic opportunity. What I've just mentioned has only happened over the last decade. But look at here, this green moving average crossing above the red at about the price here of $45,000. We know this doesn't happen very often. And in most cases, if we would have bought Bitcoin as the green was crossing up over the red, purchased, and only sold if the green started crossing down below the red, we would have basically either broke even, lost a percentage or two, or gained a few thousand percentages. So what I'm saying here is that this is probably a massive, massive opportunity to jump into Bitcoin. After backtesting the 7-day chart and considering the 12 EMA and the 5 EMA, this is a test that could actually work. So what am I doing? I am looking to accumulate more Bitcoin at this price range. For some people, they might think that this is too high. We're too close to new all-time highs, but ultimately Bitcoin looks pretty primed to take off. So I'm going to very quickly here be looking at a closer angle here on Bitcoin. I'm expecting this as a daily chart, a 1 to 4 candle pullback. So what am I doing? I have buy order set down here at about 45,000. But honestly, if Bitcoin kind of breaks above this local high of about 48, I'm probably going to be jumping back in. I have approximately $100,000 to put back into the crypto space. I'm going to be focusing on probably Bitcoin, Ethereum, probably some Cardano as well. But I currently have just a few buy orders placed for Bitcoin and Ethereum, not a ton. I'm not looking to deploy all of my cash at once. I have done it in the past. I like having more cash on the sidelines just in case the pullback is a little bit greater. But like I said, if you just stick to this strategy, which isn't very time consuming, the main problem, the main thing that you're going to face right here is being patient. That is the key with this strategy. That is a key with almost all trading strategies. Being patient and being consistent and sticking to your plan. I'm not gonna lie, I just back tested this today and it works for me because I don't want to be sitting in front of my computer all day, staring at charts, setting alarms, not being able to sleep through the night. I want to just go out there and live my life, and I want to take advantage of the financial freedom that Bitcoin brings into my life. So I want to know what you think about this particular backtesting and this strategy, and if you're considering implementing it into your game plan to reach full financial freedom. So that is all I have for you today. If you want to support my channel in any other ways, I have links down below for Celsius, BlockFi, Nexo, where you can earn free interest on your cryptocurrency, true passive income. That is a keyword there. So that is all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.